Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So in today's short video we're going to talk about if we're going to see Tesla again in the hundreds or 110s, or we have all just missed the bottom here. So obviously a lot of things have happened. We have had the recent earnings call. I've had some time to sit and really think about what has happened. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what is going on with the stock, because it's just been rallying like crazy. I think it was 70% up from the bottom at one point. So it's a very valid question, and let's digest what has happened and if we're going to see the price again in the hundreds or not. So first of all, I know you know this. Oh, by the way, if you like this content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel and get access to exclusive content and all the valuations like the one that is coming in this video, then you can consider joining the Patreon for $5 a month and really help out the channel. So that will be the first link in the description box below. So first of all, I'm 100% sure that you know this. It takes repeating until people fully get it. So it is impossible to time the bottom for many reasons. So just like at the top of the market where the bullish predictions get completely irrational and detached from reality, the same thing happens on the bottom. When Tesla went to 100, people said, I'm not buying because it's going to go to 69. And I'm sure if it would have gone to 69, the same people or a lot of people would say, I'm not buying it because it's going to $40, like Gordon Johnson has always been saying. And the problem is that when the stock gets detached from the valuation on the irrational side, you cannot predict how irrational it's going to be. It's like a woman when she flips out. You don't know how irrational she's going to be. So, and at the bottom, people also tend to lose interest and all the news becomes negative. And at one point, the sellers run out. This is also how the market bottoms. It's not necessarily that the economy is perfect and you see a clear turning point in the company. It's just everybody who has wanted to sell has sold. And then there's only buyers left in the market, and naturally the price has to go back up. And how the F do you predict this point? It's impossible to predict this point. So I just wanted to say this as a precursor because obviously what I'm saying is not investment advice, and I don't have a crystal ball, and no one does, despite of whatever they claim. So there is a mathematical chance that we see the stock price at 100 and 110 again. But what was making the stock price plummet? One of them was demand issues and fears about Tesla's future demand, right? Then there was the price drops, which drove people mad, and the stock fell after because it's going to destroy the margins, and it's a clear sign that Tesla's growth story is busted, and the cars are not as wanted as people want them. Then 2022 has been anyways challenging because Shanghai was locking down. And Elon Musk was again sleeping at the factory, at the company, just at the wrong company. And this was really on people's mind. And they were, thinking that there's demand issues and, the margins are collapsing and even the CEO is not there and he's on top selling shares. So it was just the perfect storm. But the earnings call has really changed everything. Elon disclosed that since the price drops, the demand is the best that they have ever seen. It's 2x of what the capacity is. And this is very, very significant because if you think about it, he didn't say it's a 2x of the 2022 production, which was 1.3 million cars. So the demand would be 2.6 million. He said the run rate in January. And if you know the Tesla production run rate, they stopped the year out at a 2 million per year production run rate. So that means that they see demand for 4 million cars in a year just on the 3Y SNX, which is amazing. So obviously we don't know if this is going to last or this was a wave because of the price cuts, but still this is obviously put all the worries at rest. Then the CFO confirmed that there will be no hit to the margins and the margins will possibly stay very high. They were sandbagging like crazy, so obviously they didn't give a number, but it was clear from their attitude, from the hints that they were dropping, that the margins are going to be very, very high. They even had a slide in the investor deck that was showing how Tesla was making a loss when the average selling price was $110,000, and the average selling price of their cars kept getting lower, and despite that the profit kept going higher. And if I was a super professional YouTuber, I would have the chart on my screen. I'm sorry, it's very late in Sweden, so I'm not gonna do that. You just have to take the work and go look at it yourself, or believe me. It was 100% clear from the earnings call that Elon is still on top of the game, and you are still wrong to bet against him. And he is the, most important entrepreneur of our lifetimes. There is zero damage to Tesla brand. This was also fears. What's happening now that Elon has all these political fears? And he answered it really nicely that, his Twitter following is growing, and this should indicate that he's reasonably popular. And obviously we see the 2x demand, so it's even stupid to talk about it. So even this was put to rest. And now we know that the China COVID lockdown policy is over, so there will be no disruptions in Shanghai. And the Berlin and Austin factories are ramping very nicely, and this has been a tailwind in margins, and now this is going to turn into a headwind. So is there even a bear case left for Tesla after this? No wonder why the price propped so much after the earnings. And I honestly cannot tell you if there is any negative points in the future that I can point out to you that, watch out for this, watch out for that, worry about this. It's honestly very smooth sailing at this point. So the only question that remains is, are you happy with the valuation? And this is when you kind of have to know how to do a valuation. And again, I want to remind you that even if you would buy at this level, there is no guarantee that the stock wouldn't go lower. And at the end of the day, if you get a massive discount, you just have to be happy with it. So I want to show you my valuation so that you get an idea. This is the one that you get access to when you join Patreon. And as always, all the valuations are greatly dependent on your assumptions. So if your or my assumptions are wrong, then the stock price is wrong. So I want to tell you that my assumptions are 40% year over year growth. And I look at the price until 2025 and 2030, but now we're just going to look at 2025. And I presume that they will have a 20% operating margin. And with this growth, they will have a 40p, which is dirt cheap P. It's a PEG ratio of 1. So this is a very conservative calculation, and I get a market cap of $1.6 trillion or a share price of 467. So here's the question. The current stock price is 168. This is what I really love about this table. By the way, if you join Patreon and you open this and you click file and make a copy, then you can make your own copy and then you can play with this. But what I really like with this is you can see how much return you are happy with. So I try to aim for 30% return, but if you say I'm okay with 15% return per year, then the stock is a buy for you below $286. So then you should be using all the money that you have to, invest into this stock in your portfolio. So now I like to aim for 30% because it's a great number, and I know it can be unreal, but even if I'm wrong on the assumptions, I have such room for error that if I only make 16%, I'm still very happy, right? But I like to aim high, and then we see what happens. So that's just me. So the current stock price is 168, and for my strategy, below 186, this stock is a screaming buy. So for my strategy, this stock is still a buy. Again, it doesn't mean that it's not going to go lower, but I wouldn't bet on that we will see the level of 100 and 110. If we do, oh my God, that would be the gift of the century. So cool. I hope you like this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have bought the dip in Tesla or what is your plan. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.